Measure both lengths. Subtract to compare. The gap is the difference.
Welcome to the Read Measure Marsh at dawn. I'm Kit, and in this quiet water, we do a very special kind of measuring. This is my friend Wren the heron. Today she has 2 golden reeds, and one is definitely longer. But if we just hold them up in the air and guess how much longer, we might get it wrong. To find exactly how much longer one is, we need a perfect shared starting point. So Wren the heron carefully lays both of these reeds perfectly flat on the 0 mark of our painted ruler. Now look closely at the other end. Because they both start at 0, the long reed clearly pokes out past the short one. By giving them the exact same starting line, we turn a wild guess into a little physical gap that we can actually measure. That little bit sticking out is the extra difference. Let's see how this works. We have our 2 reeds on the painted ruler, both sitting evenly on the 0 mark. If we follow the tall reed to the very end, we see its tip lands on the number 8. The short reed ends exactly on the 5, so one is 8 units long and the other is 5. How do we figure out the exact size of that leftover piece? This panel shows our math. We take the larger number and subtract the smaller one. 8 minus 5 equals 3 units. To through it, just watch Wren nudge that extra stub, the exact bit that sticks out past the 5. 1, 2, 3. Subtraction gives us the exact same number as that physical leftover piece. The tall reed is 3 units longer. Now Wren finds 2 fallen feathers. This time we'll place them along a standard centimeter ruler. Before we do anything else, we make sure both feather bases start right at 0. The big feather reaches all the way to 13 centimeters. The shorter one reaches 9 centimeters. Here is our math on the leaf panel. To find the difference, we subtract. 13 minus 9 equals 4 centimeters. Look right where Wren is pointing her bill. That empty space between the 9 and the 13 is exactly 4 centimeters long. It works in our marsh, and it works on a real ruler. The big feather is 4 centimeters longer, keeping the exact same unit we measured with. Let's try one last pair of reeds. The long one is 11 units, and the short one is 6. Wren checks closely to make sure both bottoms are perfectly flush on the 0 line before we do any math. The leaf panel shows our subtraction. 11 minus 6 equals 5 units. Now, if we were to walk along the ruler and count every single tick mark inside that leftover gap, we would count exactly 5 spaces. Subtracting is just a faster mathematical way to count that extra length without having to check every single mark. So here is the golden rule. Always line both objects up at 0, then subtract the smaller length from the larger one. The physical bit that sticks out is identical to the difference you get from subtracting, right down to the unit. Wren carefully sets down her very last pair of reeds and gracefully wades back into the quiet marsh waters. Always line them up at 0, then subtract to find the extra. I'll see you at the next reed. But before you go, try this. If Wren lines up 2 reeds at 0 and the far ends land on 10 and 6, what is the difference? And why does starting at 0 make this subtraction true?
Longer minus shorter. Use the same units. Say how much longer